In this video, I'm going to look at compound measures and focus on density. Okay, so which is heavier? And I've got a bar of steel or a block of marble. Now, we don't actually know which is heavier because we don't know what size those are. But what we can do is find out which is the heavier material. So which of the materials is the heaviest? And to do that, you need to find the density of the two items. Now, what density basically does is it takes the same amount of steel, maybe a centimeter cubed, and take the same amount of marble, a centimeter cubed, and then weighs the both of those. Now, the heavier of those would have the larger density. Okay, so what are the measurements involved? Density is mass divided by volume. Now, mass is how heavy something is, and the volume is its size. Now, that could be in grams per centimeter cubed, or it could be in kilograms per meter cubed. So it's those two different things that could be there. Okay, so let's see how this works. A block of wood has a volume of 240 centimeter cubed. It weighs 180 grams. Find its density. Okay, so you're looking for density. So it's going to be grams, mass divided by volume. So its density is going to be mass, how heavy it is, divided by volume. Which is 0.75, 0.75, and you want to write down grams per centimeter cubed. If it's density, I might just put that on the other side. So for every centimeter cube of wood, it's 0.75 grams. The density of iron is 7,850 kilograms per meter cubed. An iron bar has a volume of 2.5 meters cubed. What is the mass of the bar? So I'm looking for mass. So if I'm looking for mass, it's these two multiplied together. So mass would be equal to density times volume. So its density is 7,850 and its volume is 2.5. I'm not doing the units because I can see what units I have here, but I make sure that the mass will leave me with kilograms. So 19,625 kilograms. Lead has a density of 9 grams per centimeter cubed. The mass of a piece of lead is 8.2 kilograms, find its volume. And this is a more difficult question because here I have kilograms and there I have grams, so I need to deal with that. And what I'll do is I'll just deal it all in grams. So I'm going to call that 8,200 grams. Okay, so mass for its volume. There's my volume. So it's mass divided by density. I should be looking at this one because I've got it in grams and centimeters cubed. So the mass, so the volume is equal to mass divided by density, which is mass (911.1). It is volume centimeters cubed. Jason mixes 150 grams of metal A with 240 grams of metal B. He must note these down. He makes an alloy. An alloy is when two objects are mixed together. Metal A has that density, metal B has that density, work out the density of the alloy. Now, what I would suggest for this is you do 3 triangle formulas, and you've got A, B, and the alloy. Now, what do you know? You know 150 grams, you know 240 grams. You know these densities, 17.6 grams per centimeter cubed and 8.4 grams per centimeter cubed. Now you have to try and find out the density of the alloy shielding for this. But you know how heavy all of it is? All of it is going to be 150 plus 240, which is 390 grams. You need to know the volume. I don't know their volumes, but I can work them out because I can divide those to get that. So I'm going to go 150 divided by 17.6 is equal to 8.5227. Let's double check that. And the 27 records, and that is centimeter cubes. These are very nice numbers. 240 divided by 8.4 is 28.5714. Now, I'm not going to round this, and you never round halfway through your question to 8 centimeters cubed. So the total volume would be this, add this. So if I have that on my screen, so I'm going to add to that 8.52, 27 will be enough. So 37.0941 centimeters cubed. And then to get my density, I'm going to leave that on the screen. And it's going to be 390 divided by that answer will give me 10.51. And this is my final answer, so I will round as 10.51 grams per centimeter cubed. Now, I'm quite happy with that because it's in between both. One other thing I'm going to look at for this to give you another idea of density is that water is exactly 1 gram per centimeter cubed. So if I had an object that was 180 grams and 220 centimeters cubed, if I want to get this density, that's 180 divided by 220, no 0.81. So whatever that object is, it's less than a gram. So 0.81 is less than 1. So for that reason, whatever that object is would float. If I take you back to this question, the piece of wood, this is less than 1, so it floats, and you know that piece of wood would float on top of water. So anytime I look at this, I can see, and again, this is quite advanced, I can see that that would be greater than 1 because it's equal to 1. So for that reason, this, then I would use the calc, 480 divided by 475 is 1.01. So that would sink this would float. And again, I can see 84 divided by 86 will give me a number less than 1, 0.767. So that would float just because it is less than 1. So there's just an idea. Okay, have a go. There's 2 questions. Press pause. The answers will follow very shortly. Again, so question one. And question two. Ready?